What we do here is go back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Talk It Up with Cindy and Jerry. Hope you guys are doing good.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing out there?
So, today is our 100th episode
Yes,
of
it
our
is.
podcast.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So, this is just, there's no topic.
No.
We're just talking about why we started the podcast.
Yeah. Well, we have our own family channel already on YouTube, and we have, I don't know, maybe over 100 videos,
Yes.
maybe more, and stuff like that. So I think what happened was the conversation started to happen where people were seeing our goofing around banter when we go wineries or whatever we were going and stuff like that. And some people actually said, hey, you guys should have a podcast.
Actually, the words were, you guys have good banter.
Yes, good banter.
So, we actually used it a couple times on some of our episodes, like we did, because
Yeah.
we didn't know. We were like, okay,
Right,
right.
right.
And if you see in the beginning, I was kind of a little like uptight in our first episodes because it
Yeah.
took me a little bit of time to loosen up and get comfortable with.
Well, the
videos.
first episodes were very, very basic. There was
Yes.
no intro.
No.
We had it kind of like an angle, and then what I did was there was actually around the time that we were doing it, there was a drop from a person I follow on YouTube, Alpha M. And he talked about, starting a podcast, and
He said, just do it.
he said, just do it. Just
It'll improve as you go.
absolutely, which it has.
Yes.
Then we had the cheesy intro, and then we have this intro that we're using right now.
With the help of our daughter.
Absolutely,
She helped us,
yes.
because she's very good. She's graphic designer, so
And
she's
then
good.
we had like wireless mics. Then we switched to these mics.
Yes.
We had one light. Then
We've acclimated to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
We've
Yeah,
gotten
absolutely.
I mean, sometimes we still have little problems with our lighting and our sound,
Yes.
but we've gotten better with it.
well, again, it's a podcast, and he says you'll learn along the way, and you'll improve, and you'll realize, hey, you were doing it maybe
Now,
not wrong, but
I'm
I
gonna
guess
ask you: did you know that you were gonna realize a lot of differences when we started this? Because since we started doing our podcast, we've noticed a lot of things about his upbringing and my upbringing, and things that we didn't notice before, but that we brought topics up and that we've just brought to light.
which is interesting. We had a podcast about couples pillow talk, which sometimes you get into those
Yes.
topics, but the podcast I think brought more things to light.
Yes, I agree.
So I mean, and the podcast, we didn't know what it was going to be about when we
we
first
just
started.
said it's just we have 30 plus years of content,
Yeah.
of stories, things that he's done,
Right.
adventures and things. So we said, figure we'd talk about it.
But that was the other thing. Everybody said, wow, you guys got over 30 years. You're vibrant. You're energetic.
You're always doing something.
Absolutely. So
But I always say, if you're not doing stuff,
Right.
keeping yourself busy and active,
right.
you just slow down. And
Well, it stales the
age.
relationship also.
That too, yeah.
I think you get into a routine rut, routines are not bad, but
You don't want to get into a rut.
yeah, I think the rut. So I think, it was the thought of going that way, but now it's just talked about some of the stuff is past history, especially that we're, I guess, Gen X parents,
Yes.
raising our kids, coming from,
City.
well, yeah, you're from the Bronx, I'm from Manhattan. So it kind of said, hey, it kind of just morphed into our past.
Our present.
And then, yeah, daily stuff that happens.
Yes. And we also talk about our future every now and then.
Absolutely.
What
Yeah.
our plans are.
Yeah. I think, when we talk about the stuff in this podcast, it's the goals that we have that we're trying to attain. And sometimes, hey.
We also talk about stories. He tells about his crazy stories.
Well, I
which
think you
look
talk
forward
about the
to.
crazy stories. I feel like sometimes, it's all about, hey, let's talk about Jerry's antics.
Yes.
But I always say it's not I do it on purpose. That's just who I am.
that's just who you
But
are.
I think it keeps the relationship going and fresh and exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it gets a little crazy like the Marshall store. But
I-
it just
listen,
happens.
Being married to Jerry is an adventure.
It
I
just
never know what he's gonna do.
it just happens, No, I think we enjoy it now.
Yes, we do.
It's
a lot of work. Don't get me wrong, people.
Yeah.
We didn't know it was a lot of work.
I think we said it. We give it to the people that
we
do
give
this.
it to these content people and
Because right now
it's hard.
I mean, in the past we've talked about having an IG account, and we do have an IG account,
yes,
but
we We're so busy with so many other things.
Yeah, so for us, this podcast is not about, hey,
Clicks.
we're on all these platforms.
No.
It's more like, hey, we enjoy doing it.
Yes.
I think it's something for our kids to see and
legacy.
watch. Yeah, so Gonzalez Home
Yeah.
is a legacy of all our events, parties, barbecues.
Which a lot of our family members still go to. And
Sweet
check them out.
16s,
Yes.
the weddings, and, just stuff.
Special moments.
Right. This is more like, hey, these were our parents. Or these are our grandparents.
Yeah. Actually, when we started doing this, I had told them, I said, this is kind of cool because it's kind of relieving something of footprint behind.
Yes, a digital footprint.
Yes, a digital footprint.
So even if YouTube is not around, of course, we have the original copies, and I will probably set up some kind of drive and give it to all our kids to have, and
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, because even for our oldest ones, they kind of see it.
Yes.
For our youngest one, I think it'd be great for him to look at it down the years and stuff like that.
I didn't think of it that way. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
I mean, think about it this way. You go out with Angelica, you'll have breakfast or lunch, and sometimes me and Jeremy just go to a bar. We'll have those conversations. Aiden's not there yet.
He'll be there in a couple
But
of years.
he will be, but he gets to see some of the other stuff from this podcast. So again, I think it's a digital footprint. Would we put more on IG? I don't know.
If we get a chance, I mean,
one thing
try
we do,
sometimes, but I forget because we have our regular social media accounts.
We have our and not only that, we have Aiden's in high school. He's in fencing.
Yeah, we're very busy.
Yeah, we're very busy. I'll give it to them how to fit all that.
I don't know how they fit it all in there because between you're working, I work out.
Right.
We do
and I'm
running
on
around
call.
daily. Yeah, he's like, I always make fun when they're like, what do you do? I said, he's like a doctor. He's on call all the time. He's IT, but he's always on call. On vacation, or he's always working. So
that's happened many of times.
Yeah, so...
and here's the biggest thing. We're going on the freestyle cruise at the end of January.
And you got to get the Wi-Fi
package. I got to get the internet package because, I'm on call.
Because he's on call.
Yeah.
So
and every time I've gone away, almost...
something always happens.
Yeah, some of them are small.
Yeah.
And some of them are large, but...
I've grown accustomed to it.
Yeah. Well, this company, I've definitely really... Because I'm just the IT person for it.
I know.
It's just really focused. But I think also the other part is... There could be tools to make it easier to move stuff to the other...
platforms?
Right.
We're just learning it. We're learning it as we go.
Right. I think the next platform for us is... A lot of people have told us, it's great. We love listening to it. The banter is great. The antics are good.
Spotify.
But some people say, can you put it on Spotify? It has to be an audio podcast because I can listen to it walking.
Or while I'm driving to
Or
work.
when I'm driving to work.
I know. We get a lot of our friends tell us that.
Yeah, a lot of people have told us, you need to move it to the other platform. So that's something that we have to look into. Maybe over the holidays when we're off.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, we'll try and see it. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say it because I'm not the one that figures it out. I'm honest about that. I'm the tool person here in the house. He's the digital person. So he's the one that has to figure that out as to where I'm the one that has to do all the stuff around the house.
Right.
You know.
And what's crazy was when we first had it, again, this wasn't the setup. Of course, I wish there was Halloween setup here, but we're not going to talk about that. But anyway, we would move all this stuff. Some of you know.
We used to put it away.
Yeah, put it away. And just
we didn't want anyone
we
to know.
We were just kind of like, hey, we're just going to do it, but we didn't.
We wanted it to grow organically. We didn't want our friends and family to know because we wanted it just to grow. But then we decided we were going to...
It didn't matter.
Tell our friends and family. It's not like we were hiding it as a secret.
Because we were not looking for subscribers or clicks. We just were doing it.
We just were doing it for fun. But then we decided to tell friends and family little by little.
So now what happens is someone comes here. This is, again, for some of you know, this is the family room. We've talked about it in the podcast. Hey, what's this setup? We have a podcast. Really? Yes. And then, of course, they'll send me the link, And
yes.
So now you come in here, you got the whole family room, but then on this side where the bar is at, you've got these flanking lights.
And the only time the stuff comes down is when there's an event here. So.
Yeah. Or I'm hanging out with a couple of guys and maybe I just want to move all this stuff. But it's great though because it can lift up and get put away. Everything is easy. You can put it away in less than 5 minutes.
It's easy to put it away, but it's hard to set it back up because you have to put everything precisely
right where the lights
correctly.
Are. And then of course these lights have different shades.
Yes.
There was a point where I'm like, hey,
you guys see some of our videos.
The one light is making us too. I guess I don't want to say orange, but it just wasn't right.
I mean, we're still learning.
So it's a learning. And then versus other people who have 3 cameras. They'll have one in the center and 2.
Yes.
So
We're not at that point yet.
Yeah,
We're
because then
still
I'm like,
keeping it simple.
that's a lot more editing because you've got to capture all that. Which
Yes.
I did find out the video editing software I have,
Does that?
you can hook up multiple devices. So we don't edit when we make these videos. We're using, of course, a high end camera, and then I take it and I edit it.
Yes.
But I guess the editing software can capture it and it can do multiple sources.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it'll be like capturing the source on the left cam, right cam, center cam, but you still have to kind of
Piece it together.
you have to piece it together because
And it's all timing.
it's focused on the center, then it focuses on me. Right now, if I was talking, if you were talking, I've gotta, so it's a weird thing. Which
I give it to these people. Editing and all this stuff is hard work. Because I see him get frustrated sometimes when things don't want to line up, or wording, or when he's working.
right. So
It's interesting.
So the way we do it, and again, this is really just talking about the podcast, the 100th episode, is we usually record on a Friday night,
Or
if not Saturday morning,
Yes.
and then
The other episode will be on a
But
Sunday.
the next day, right? So if it's a Friday, it may happen Saturday or Sunday. If it's Saturday, it may happen. It may happen that we decide, hey, we'll just in the evening. Hey, you want to do the podcast? We'll definitely change the attire and do it Saturday night or Sunday, because this gives me time to work on the podcast on a Sunday and then get ready for Tuesday. Now, here's the other crazy thing: people are going, "You dropping like 2 podcasts a week?"
I know.
But we enjoy it,
We do.
and we have so many topics.
Yes. We
Where some people just do once, some people do it once or twice a month. I think what I've noticed is there's people on IG that have a lot of reels trying to now slide
do. Into.
into the podcast of YouTube,
Yeah.
but really haven't.
Figured it out yet.
I don't say figure it out. I don't know if they're not. I think it's a lot of work.
It is a lot.
It's a lot of work. And then you have kids, you have families. Some of them have entire families revolving around the podcast. We don't. We talk about our kids, but we don't have our kids involved in the podcast.
No, except for
and
this last one of our episodes where we're gonna air it. Our daughter was here while we were recording, so you'll hear her in the background laughing.
Yeah. But both of them have their own stuff going on.
They do.
in the social. I think for a lot of these generations, you have your regular job and then you have your, I want to call it social media job. They earn that side hustle.
Side hustle, yes.
Which is kind of cool. For us, this is not a side hustle.
Our
My
older
job
kids,
is the
both of them,
my
they-
job is the hustle.
Both of our kids, they do have side hustles.
Well, I shouldn't say
online.
that because now we're branching into another venture.
Yeah.
So
but-
we've got regular life, podcast life, and now another venture that.
which I'm very excited for.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The potential is it's good.
Okay.
It's a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
It's a
There's
long.
a lot going on.
It's a long road for that venture, but I think it's a venture that being a person in the technology, internet, people have always said, I'm surprised you haven't created like I guess a company, a technology or internet company.
We're heading in that direction.
Yeah, it's finally
It's happening.
it's finally
We're
gonna-
getting there.
it's finally gonna
It's
happen.
gonna be a very interesting year.
Yeah.
Very busy.
It's
with
gonna be
a lot
busy,
of things
yeah.
going on.
It's gonna be a busy year.
And not that we're always busy.
Yeah, but so it
And
pulls
then I'm
you.
still trying to get him to my physique.
And I listen.
I'm working
I've talked about it probably before the summer, and it really stagnated.
He's still stagnated.
I'm still stagnated to her view, but I did lose 2 pounds over the 2 weeks, which is a plus for me. My goal is to lose another pound or 2 this week.
I'm hounding him.
Yeah, I'm hitting the walks though.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
just skipping the workouts.
It's the workouts because, again, I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I get home by 6:30, 7 o'clock.
I know.
I've got my other venture I'm working on, and we've got Aiden with fencing, and
I know.
it's a lot.
It is a lot.
lot.
We do have a lot going
I
on.
give it to some of these people like
Alpha.
what?
Alpha,
M. Well, not even that. People
Jamie,
out there like
a lot of there's a lot
the
of
Amazon people.
yeah.
Jeff.
There's a couple people I follow on social media. On social media.
Yeah.
that-
But I'm just talking about these business people like Mark Cuban says. Listen, if you're gonna launch something, you got to put
you
the
don't
20.
have 24 hours a day.
You got to have 27 hours a day.
Yes.
You're
You
like,
just
how do you
add
have
extra-
that? He goes,
yeah,
you
gotta
figure it
add
out.
those extra hours in between the hours.
Right,
He
right.
just make it work.
Right. So, this coming year is going to be insane for us.
Yeah. Then we also have a trip coming up in January.
Yeah. Your freestyle cruise.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
He's not that excited. I'm
Listen,
excited.
I do enjoy freestyle music. I have.
He's
but
not like me.
So in our Spotify, we must have, I don't know, maybe 100 playlists. It's high.
You do have a lot of playlists.
People see my playlist and go, wow, dude, you have like insane amount of playlists.
They're pretty cool.
But they are. I mean, we had the block party.
Yeah, and then you got a lot of compliments.
And that playlist, it was just, I think, spot on because it had 70s, 80s, 90s, but not just the decade, but the genres in those decades. Except for freestyle.
Actually, he just created a montage for the block party, and you got a couple of compliments on it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty cool.
And that's the stuff that we're always busy. So
I'm excited because Halloween is coming.
Your Halloween decorations. So we're gonna add a clip either to this one or the other one that Angelica's on of the Halloween decorations because she does an amazing job. She just doesn't give me the credit for the Govee lights, and I'm the one that has to switch the ring cam from
Oh my God.
from basic to fall, from
That's
fall
just
to Halloween.
a simple hand movement like this, and put the other one in.
You can get a
where
sprain.
I'm climbing
You can get a sprain.
ladders. I'm
First of all, you're not climbing ladders anymore.
Yes, I am because I gotta strap the skeleton guys.
So okay,
to the
just
side
say a step ladder, not a big ladder, just a step ladder.
All
right,
and
just
listen,
keep it real.
I do keep it real. I'm scared of heights. I don't
Yeah.
climb 10-foot ladders. I'll climb a 5-foot ladder, but not a 10-foot ladder.
No. So and I give her credit. It's everybody pauses and sees the Halloween decorations.
Hey, we got a phone call yesterday. You got a crowd in front of the house.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part. When your neighbor calls you, hey, where are you guys? We're out. I don't know where we were. Where were we?
We were shopping at the
shopping. Yeah, always doing something. We're shopping. Oh, you got a crowd in front of your house. I was like, okay. So, yeah, and that's what it is. So I'll say it. I'm excited that we're at the 100th episode. I'm excited.
I didn't know we were gonna stick with it. It was fun.
Yes,
and
there were days that I'm like, I'm not in the mood to do this.
And I was like, come on.
Yeah,
I at first I wasn't feeling it. I was like very shy, closed in about it. Yeah. Not as
she would do this. If you look at episodes, I was like, "What are you doing?"
I was nervous,
but it was be live in the podcast, which I think
it's a nervous take. But I've gotten adjusted to it. I actually talk sometimes more than you do.
There is definitely, I think I've said this in the Halloween coming up, but if we capture, like, how you watch football or any sport and they go, yeah, the Giants have, let's say it's a quarter, out of 15 minutes, the Giants have, 12 minutes. The other team has, 8. I got the 8 minutes. I feel like, but this one, I think I'm controlling.
Yeah.
I'm holding my own.
I'm
holding this is a line here.
Well, our daughter says that I cut you off a lot.
Yeah. But you know what? What's great is her daughter's friends.
Our daughter's friends.
Yeah. They are like so into the podcast. One guy was like, he's dying to meet me, or he's even dying to play Overwatch because the way
Yes, he is a gamer.
Yeah, I'm a gamer. Yeah.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very lucky. You had the foresight. I think we said this in another episode.
That I had no idea I was marrying a geek.
No, but I think you felt it in your bones. Because now being a geek is like really popular after Hollywood and sports people said, yeah, I play Warhammer. You got the guy from Superman, Joe Manganiello from that Showtime movie. And Van Diesel. Yeah, it's like, I just need to fill out and go back to where I was like buff and a geek like they are. Because now she's like, yeah, but he's hot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. He's painting little miniatures.
I don't care. I'll admit it. I don't care.
Well, it's like everything else. I think, and that's a straight. We've been to some conventions. We took our son to opening night to one event. And the military, you got all these military branches. And when you talk to them, that is their biggest drive. We want the gamers. Yeah. The eye-hand coordination is faster than the average kid.
It is.
They think faster. They can process.
We've talked about it before in the podcast.
So, but anyway, but going back to it, there was days that it's rough. You have a bad day, but it's like work. You have to.
You have to do it anyway.
And it's not.
You got to put on your big boy pants and get done.
Yeah, and it's not like, hey, we're doing it because you want to be consistent, because you want the YouTube. I mean, hey, if it grows organically, hey, that's great. But I said it's got to be something where, even if it's a bad day, we've got to record.
Because you know what? Afterwards, it puts you in a good mood. Like, there's been times where we're gonna start a podcast episode, and we'll have an argument before it, and I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And during the podcast, my mood will lighten, and I will forget that I was mad at him.
It's not that the mood lightens. it's the right topic for her to just pick on me. That's what it is.
That too.
You know, if you look at the last maybe 5 or 6.
I wasn't mad at those. They were
it's
opportunities.
just opportunity.
But there have been episodes where
she's there going like this. Pop, 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 pop. I'm here taking jabs and trying to duck and weave. Okay. Yeah, people have said it. It's always about you just like on Jerry's case.
Because you do a lot of stuff. You like test the limits.
It's not that I test the limits.
No, you poke the bear sometimes.
You just gotta live it. You just gotta go for it. And you just gotta.
No, stop poking the bear.
Okay.
He does. He pokes the bear a lot, and sometimes he'd be like, "I'm really sorry."
I think the worst was that one in Marshalls. You were not ready for that.
No.
And then you said there was a real somebody when they called the cold cuts guy. 47, and he was like, "No, that's me." And I was like, I'd never seen that reel. Mine wasn't the same. It wasn't recorded. But then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, yeah, I guess in some ways. But everybody, in the reel, everybody was just looking at him. Everybody was around like, yeah, this guy's excited. He's going to the cashier to cash out his, to pay for his fall stuff.
It's so embarrassing sometimes.
Yeah. So, but.
So, yeah, the podcasts, I don't know if they're going to be funny. I don't know.
No, right. So
listen,
the way
we don't script these. We
we
just say a topic and we just go with it.
So the basic way we do it is we have the iPhone and notes. There's so many features in the iPhone. I figured this out. You can share the notes with somebody else. So we just kind of go in there and
share notes.
We just throw topics in there. It could be
something that happened during the day.
Yeah, it could be something about during the day. It could be about. We had a topic about, I'm a gamer. I play Dungeons and Dragons, and that's something I've been playing for almost 40 years.
Yeah. Like, I have a topic already popped in my head. I gotta tell him after here, because it's something he told me this morning when he woke up. So I gotta tell him to add it to, actually.
You can add it also.
Yeah. Well, you're quicker than
me. But I'm just saying, that's what happens. So we'll just go either that Saturday or Friday, whatever it is. Hey, we knew we were going to talk about this, but you know what? This happened. Let's talk about it. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes we just go to the phone and say, hey, let's talk about some of the topics. Right now, except for this is the 100th episode, we're kind of going into Halloween topics, scary movies.
This 100th episode is just all over the place. It's just podcast talk. Yeah. How we created it, why we created it, what the topics are, why we enjoy doing it. So it's just a collage of everything.
It is. And we're already into it, about 18 minutes, so maybe
it's a little bit more. I forgot to turn the timer on.
So let's take us out of here. Take us out of here.
So
I think,
guys,
everybody, take us out of here.
Thank you for joining us on our podcast. For those people that follow us, I am happy that we are on our 100th episode. Yeah. Stick with us. There are more things to come in this crazy adventure.
Pick on Jerry.
Picking on Jerry, picking on Cindy, embarrassing Cindy. We don't know where it's going to go, but we are enjoying it. So guys, like, comment, subscribe, share, give us your input.
Absolutely.
And stick with us.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.